Welcome everybody to our yin yoga practice today, long holds for the hips and groin. My name is Eleni and I will be guiding you. Let's begin in a comfortable seat. Feel free to sit on the outer edge of a blanket if you have one, and we may be using two props for this class. Bringing the outer edges of the feet together and the knees wide and working the heels a good 12 inches away from our pelvis, creating that nice open diamond shape between the legs. Here we'll start to hinge forward slightly from the hips, creating that gentle pelvic tilt forward, finding our very first edge and noticing the sensations that arise in the outer edges of the thighs. Feel free to use two blocks here to support the hips and the legs by bringing a block underneath each knee or thigh. And perhaps drawing the chin gently down towards the chest here, creating that space in the back of the neck. As we settle in here, start to soften into this practice. Taking a full body scan and recognizing and noticing any parts of the body that are feeling tension. And as we work deeper into our pose, either physically coming deeper or just energetically and mentally, feel free to use the breath as a tool, bringing the breath into these areas of the body. Taking deep and full yogic breaths, breathing into the base of the belly and the base of the spine and the low back. And then letting your breath rise into your rib cage, all the way up to the chest, the collarbone, and the shoulder blades. So using blocks on the arms, if that feels good, to support the upper body as well. You'll notice that we allow that gentle rounding here. This is different than a yang practice. In yin, we're allowing the spine to kind of surrender here to gravity, drawing deeper and closer to earth. Just please be mindful if this is not a shape that feels appropriate for your spine. Knowing that you can take these seated postures with a nice tall spine. Taking space here, just observing how the pose may shift, may change, may feel sensationally different as we hold. And if it feels natural for you to set an intention or offering for this class or for this day or this evening, feel free to invite this energy into this practice, knowing that this energy can be guided towards the self, towards someone or something. Allowing this essence of slowing down, unwinding, a couple more breaths here, breathing nice and slow, breathing deep and easy. So gently we'll begin to release, walking the hands back, lengthening the spine, taking space and time here. You might roll the shoulders up and back if that feels good, and then use the hands to guide the knees in. And feel free to extend the legs long. If you'd like, just take simple rest here, observing and noticing. If the body is calling for a little bit of movement, maybe windshield wipering the feet, tapping the knees. Perhaps taking a moment of stillness here to reflect on the journey of this pose. And very gently we'll begin to make our way onto our bellies, so releasing any props we have. Coming all the way down onto the belly, we'll be moving into our half frog series. So we'll begin in a half sphinx or a sphinx arms. So elbows are underneath the shoulders or a little bit forward. And then we'll work our left knee out to the left. So bending that knee, so you're in a half frog or baby frog here. And of course you don't have to stay lifted here in this sphinx. You can always come down onto the belly at any point and take a restorative version of this pose. Noticing how this feels through the sensations of the inner thigh. Always checking in with the low back, especially when we're holding for longer, noticing if we need some reprieve or release here, coming on to the belly. So settle in here into your half frog, half sphinx. Another solution if the back bend is too intense is to just simply walk your elbows forward slightly. You may also want to tuck the chin towards the chest, letting the head be heavy. Nice deep full body breaths. I'll be making my way down into a restorative variation of this pose. You can join me if you'd like to. So coming all the way to earth, bringing the left arm into that half cactus, bringing the right cheek to the mat, and letting your right arm just float beside the body. This may be a more relaxing variation of this pose. Reminds me of a baby sleeping in a crib so peacefully. You can also bring the forehead to that crocodile pose by stacking the palms, bringing the forehead onto that upper hand. We have about another minute here, a little bit less. So just notice the quality of the mind when we take these longer holds in our practice. It can be super relaxing, or it can be challenging depending on the day. Notice where you arrive without any judgment. You can acknowledge and be aware and let go of any gripping to what something should be or an expectation, and just accept ourselves where we are in this moment. Let's begin to release. Bring that left leg in line with the right. Wiggle the hips here right to left if that feels good. Or reverse windshield wiper, bend the knees, tick-tock the feet right to left. And we'll prepare for the other side. You can come back up into Sphinx if you'd like to. Bring that right knee in line with the right hip. Right toes are pointing out to the right side. Feeling the belly connected to the earth here. Adjusting the upper body to make sure that we feel comfortable and supported in the low back. So staying just as you are in the Sphinx, or you can walk your hands forward or even come onto the belly for the full duration. Perhaps the chin tucks towards the chest, creating a prop with the head here, allowing length through the back of the neck. Tuning into our flow of breath, letting it be natural and soft. And here I have a beautiful poem by Mirabai, read from the book Heart Yoga. O friend, understand the body is like the ocean, rich with hidden treasures. Open your innermost chamber and light its lamp. Within the body are gardens, rare flowers, peacocks, the inner music. Within the body, a lake of bliss. On it, the white soul swans take their joy. Thought that was such a beautiful poem here. Just reminding ourselves of how beautiful our bodies are, how rich with treasure they are. How they hold us and keep us safe. And the beauty of yin is listening to the body, hearing the body's wisdom, and letting the body teach us. Softening here. Of course, staying lifted if it feels comfortable, or start to make your way onto the belly and the chest if you like to. If you're coming down into restorative, perhaps allowing that left cheek to land, right elbow to bend into half cactus, and then wrapping the left arm around the side of the body. This is one option here. You can also take the crocodile variation where you stack the hands and rest the forehead on the top of the hand. Feeling deeply connected here to the earth below. Feeling that reservoir of energy, that nurturing energy holding the body, containing this safe space for the body. We're here for just a few more breaths. Slowly begin to release, coming back through center. Left leg meets the right. Rocking the hips here or taking reverse windshield wiper right to left. Couple breaths here, just allowing the body to rest. And pressing back here into a child's pose. Just gonna hold here about a minute. So resting the forearms, resting the forehead, allowing the rib cage to snuggle between the thighs, just softening towards earth here. Feeling that gentleness, that kindness, compassion for body, for self, the essence of slowing down. Let's gently lift here, and we're going to move into one of our more intense postures today, which is the full frog. I encourage everyone to use props if you'd like to underneath the forearms here. We're going to start in our tadpole or baby frog. So let's bring our toes to touch, but the hips are staying lifted here. So they're not going all the way towards the heels like they would in a child's pose. So right away, you're going to notice that deep inner thigh groin stretch. Option here to use the blocks underneath the forearms. Of course, this can be taken without any props. You can also have the forearms on the earth. So we'll settle here a couple breaths. You're more than welcome to stay here the entire hold. We just want the body to notice and feel safe coming deeper here. So working with our breath, feeling that more intense sensation, if that's happening for you. And simply observe here. It can be more challenging mentally, physically, but know that it will be okay as long as you don't feel any sharp pain. We're just working with that dull ache or edginess. So next variation, if you want to come into a little bit deeper here, would be to work the toes out to the right and the left so that the knees and the heels are stacked here for the full frog variation. Breathing deeply, lengthening the breath, softening here. Knowing you can always bring the big toes to touch here and come back to that tadpole or baby frog if that feels better. We have about another minute. Gently bring the toes in. We're going to slowly come out here. So coming up on the palms here, draw the knees in. So you're in a tabletop, release the blocks. And then hips will sit back here. We'll come into a balasana where we wrap the arms around the body, forehead softens onto the earth, and release. Gently releasing out of our balasana. Let's take some space here. Coming onto our backs. Taking big windshield wiper here, right to left with the knees bent. Keeping our knees bent, we'll take figure 4, crossing the right ankle over the left thigh, drawing the right knee out to the right side, creating that window between the leg. And we can just stay as we are here for a couple of breaths, keeping that left foot rooted. Or you can start to draw your left knee in, wrapping your fingers, interlacing behind the thigh or the shin. A couple of other options are to bring a prop underneath your left foot, either 1 or 2 blocks or a bolster. And that way you can release the arms, but keep that knee elevated. Observing that sensation through the right outer hip here and breathing into that space. Take another minute here, 8 to 10 breaths. You can always release that left foot down to earth. Take a less intense hold here. Slowly release that left foot to earth if it's not there already, and just pause here for a moment. And release. Let's come into half happy baby on that right side. So extending your left leg long, grabbing outer edge of that right foot or the shin or the ankle. Keeping the back of the head long here, shoulder blades rooted, spine is nice and lengthened. We'll stay here for just a minute. And release when you're ready. Couple breaths here, softening, mini Shavasana. And we switch. Knees bend, left ankle comes over right thigh, figure 4. Staying as you are, start to move into your variation, whether that's knee towards the chest, interlacing behind the thigh or the shin, or bringing a prop underneath that right foot, or coming into different variations throughout the hold, increasing or decreasing the intensity. Knowing that one side of the body will feel different than the other. Observing here. more breaths here. Gently releasing the right foot to earth, just pausing here for a moment, keeping the ankle crossed here. From here, let's release, taking half happy baby with the left leg, extending the right leg long, grabbing outer edge of the foot, the ankle or the shin. And softly release. We'll make our way into our master pose here, Shavasana. Taking any final movements you may need so that you can settle into deep rest and relaxation. Slowly allowing the body to move into its resting state as the breath softens and relaxes into its natural rhythm. Feel the body connected to the earth here, feeling nurtured and held and safe and secure. As we release the physical practice and move into our meditative state, allowing all the benefits to soak into the physical, mental, emotional bodies, and we rest and relax with kindness and gentleness. Slowly bringing awareness back to the physical body, wiggling the toes, the fingers, the ankles and wrist, perhaps reaching the arms overhead and pointing the toes forward. Maybe gently hugging the knees into the chest and rocking onto one side. Gently pressing up to our easy seat pose, where we reach the arms up, gathering all of our inner light, bringing it into the heart space and allowing it to expand. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I wish you all peace, love, and light on your journeys. If you are enjoying this content, please hit like, subscribe, or leave a comment below. And if you are into guided meditation or yin music, please check out the sister channel I'm working with, Mindful Metta, listed in the description below. Thank you so much. Namaste.